Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, A Buyer's Guide to Jira Agile Project Management Apps. I'm Eric Huang, and together with me today is Razimin Dam, an Atlassian certified expert, as well as a Ricksoft product manager. First of all, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate your attendance, and we're excited to walk you through this guide to help you elevate your Jira project management experience.
Right, so let's give ourselves a couple of minutes to allow other attendees to join. In the meantime, I will go through the agenda for today. So the first part of the webinar will be a walkthrough of the buyer's guide, where you will gain a better understanding of your needs when it comes to using Jira effectively. In the second part, we will be presenting you with Agile project management apps demos to help you visualize the capabilities you need. And lastly, we will have a Q&A session towards the end where you may post any question that you have. We will try our best to address your question directly during the session. And if not, we will get back to you after the session. So while we please spend a minute to answer the poll that will pop out on your screen in a few seconds. I believe the poll already pop out on your screen. So let's give her 1 minute.
All right, cool. It seems that most of you have already answered the poll. So moving on, we'll be diving deeper into this webinar. So now that everyone's here, let's go through what we'll cover for today. Today, you'll learn about the limitations of out-of-box Jira, the capabilities Agile teams need to address those limitations, marketplace apps that can meet Agile teams' needs, how you can leverage the relevant apps for effective Agile project management. Finally, your steps as a well-informed buyer. Let's start with out-of-the-box Jira limitations. First off, what are Jira's most disruptive limitations? Now, Jira is a highly valuable to Agile teams, and there's no denying that. But software isn't without faults. Here are some capabilities that out-of-box Jira lacks. Comprehensive timeline management. As you know, timeline management is rather minimal in Jira, and the closest thing to a timeline management that we have is a roadmap. Next, effective resource planning. This is key capability for PMs that Jira doesn't really offer. You can pull some data on your dashboard to see a project's remaining work, but allocation resources require manual analytics. Effective backlog grooming. A lot of Agile teams don't regularly groom their backlog, but mostly because Jira doesn't equip PMs with the right features to do it effectively and quickly. Next, extensive data visualization. You can see other users highlighting the limitations on the Atlassian market community platform over the years. The tools and features are rather basic and may not meet all your data visualization needs. Next, expansive data analytics tools. Much like the point above, data analytics tools are also limited in Jira, disrupting PMs from getting the right intelligence from their project data. Clear visibility over project timeline. This goes back to the lack of timeline management tools and data visualization tools. Because these two features are not up to standards, you cannot gain clear visibility over your timelines. Next, we have easy tracking of project progress. How do you know that your project is being executed well and progressing successfully? Status indication alone isn't enough. And again, the roadmap doesn't visualize progress against initial planned timeline. The last thing we have is intuitive user interface. This is something that has been brought up over and over again by other users, as most of its interface was designed for technical mind users. Team members using Jira to receive and track their tasks may face some frustrations over the complex functionalities. Now, here's a fact. According to Wellington, only 35% of project managers were satisfied with their project management system that they use. In fact, this is a very low percentage and an indication that a majority of project managers are left to deal with ineffective systems. So, how do these limitations impact agile teams? Innovative PMs and process-oriented teams need an all-encompassing system to support them. A limited Jira can impact you in the following ways: reduce your team productivity, increase documentation errors, create additional and unnecessary burdens on PMs, decrease rate of project success and team agility, disrupt project delivery and team dynamics, lessen the maturity of agile project management processes, force the use of external tools to support Jira operations. Basically, if Jira can't support you comprehensively, you cannot operate optimally. Most project managers are already overburdened. Removing inefficiencies is key to easing that burden. A survey by Rebel's Guide to Project Management reveals that only 15% of project managers handle one project at a time. However, realistically speaking, with how competitive the business landscape is, it is more likely that project managers are assigned about 2 to 5 projects at a time. Having to handle that many projects is not an easy thing, which is why it's important to have the tools that we use are comprehensive enough to support our day-to-day work. Moving on to the second part, we'll be identifying the capabilities you need to address with Jira's limitations. What does an agile project manager need to enable greater value delivery? To answer this, we'll go through each phase of the project management cycle. First, we have the project initiation phase. Now in this stage, you need the ability to create a holistic project timeline. Why is that, you ask? Because a project timeline will allow you to identify your resources, outline your initiatives, and align them against your goals. You need to be able to visualize all this in the initiation phase. Traditionally, this is done by a Gantt chart. Next, we'll go on to the planning phase. In the planning phase, you need the ability to create a work breakdown structure. So once you have set up a timeline and outlined your initiatives, it's time to create a structure for your work that will work for you and your team will commit to. First, you need to establish your project baseline and parameters. Next, you will have to make sure that there's visibility over your entire project, over your entire timeline. And lastly, you need to be able to identify and track your dependencies. Moving on to the execution stage. Here, you need the ability to monitor and control your projects. You must groom your backlog regularly, track your project progress easily, edit issue information quickly, and analyze your project performance. And the final stage is the closing phase. You need the ability to produce in-depth reports. Ways that you're able to do that is with charting project data effectively, creating a variety of reporting, and performing data analysis inside Jira. Unfortunately, you might not have everything you need to deliver a greater value. For one, there is little to no resource management features to support you in the process. Jira's native roadmap features cannot help you deliver these capabilities as effectively as you should. There is also a very limited backlog management feature, and the issue bulk editing process is tedious because there are many steps to it. Lastly, Jira Dashboard does not support extensive reporting since there's little to no data analytics features. So to address these limitations, you need to understand the types of tools you need that can supply you with the right capabilities. For one, you need a timeline management tool or a Gantt chart. This tool can help you create project timelines, track project progress, establish your dependencies, track and manage your resources, have a clear visibility over your project timeline, as well as assess risks and blocks. Next, to resolve the lack of backlog grooming capabilities in Jira, you need a backlog management tool or a bulk issue editor. When you have a tool like this, you can control and define your scope, groom multiple projects at once, update your issue data in bulk, and finally align your issues with changing requirements. Last but not least, you also need a data visualization and analytics tool to help you enable you and your team to be more data-driven. If you have all the right features to harness your data, you can illustrate various types of charts and graphs, manipulate your project data, perform in-depth data analytics, produce a wide range of project reports, and also expand your Jira dashboard customizability. According to Matthew Klein Jr., a project management professional, a great value proposition for project management is to find ways to reduce its pain points within the organization and for customers. We need to remember that by eliminating the limitations that are disrupting us, we can provide more value to our stakeholders and our customers. With this being said, I'll pass the floor on to Razmin Dam.
All right, thank you very much, Eric. So now we are in part 3, discovering marketplace app that can meet your needs. So at Ricksoft, we have created apps that can specifically address Jira's most disruptive limitations. Project managers and agile teams are on top of mind as we focus on helping project management professionals operate optimally and productively. Right, so one of the marketplace apps that can meet your needs is WBS Gantt-Chart, Enterprise Project Management for Jira. So let's go through the key features. First one, it offers critical path view, baseline bench tracking, milestone setup, 4 types of task links, auto-calculated project completion, delayed task alerts, issue display order sorting, smart workload allocation, and last one, resource monitor. You will have a better sense of the app's capabilities when you've seen in action.
Navigating in Gantt screen. To start, open up WBS Gantt-Chart for Jira through Apps. Then you can create a new Gantt from your project or a filter. On the left side of the screen, you have your tasks. On the right side of the screen, you have your work breakdown structure. Creating a Gantt. Begin your project by adding issues such as tasks, epics, bugs, and more. Here is an example of a project. Drag and drop dependencies. You can drag and drop your dependencies by clicking and dropping. You have the option from start to start, start to end to end, and end to start. You could change your task duration with the slider as well. View options. In the view option, you can set the resource view and allocate your resources. Green is within the limit, red is over the limit. You can see progress lines, see the critical paths, see the baselines. Saving. Once you are finished with your project, you have to manually save it for everything to update. You have the option to export to Microsoft Project or Microsoft Excel. For more information about WBS Gantt-Chart for Jira, you can search WBS Gantt on the Atlassian Marketplace and try it out for free.
Right, so next, we have Excel-like issue editor for Jira and by spreadsheet and table. So this is one of the most critical solutions for backlog grooming. Its key features include, first one is spreadsheet view of Jira issues, up to 10,000 issue display in one screen, inline issue summary and description update, sort and filter values, cite, hide, sort, and freeze columns, sum up row to display a higher level of columns statistics, keyboard shortcuts like copy, paste, save, and more, bulk assign issues to team members, easy update of issue priority, due date, reporter, and more, hierarchically visualization of issues such as epic links, subtasks, and the last one, you can view, expand, copy and add, create child, and delete issues via contextual menu. Now let's see the app in action. Here's the demo for you.
Opening Excel-like Issue Editor. There are two ways to open Excel-like Issue Editor for Jira. The first way to open Excel-like Issue Editor is to press on the Projects tab, and then press Spreadsheets. The second way to open Excel-like Issue Editor is to press on the Filter tab, go into the Advanced Issue Search, and press on the Spreadsheet icon. Operations bar. In the Operations bar, you can view number of issues on the spreadsheet, hierarchy mode, expand and collapse, and search field bar. JQL Editor. You can use the JQL editor to search for specific issues in Jira. You can either apply the updated JQL to the current spreadsheet or create a new filter. Column configuration. You can choose to freeze your columns and configure the column to your project's needs. You can add columns such as due date, environment, and more. Spreadsheet editing. You can bulk edit all your Jira issues by copy and pasting. Once you are finished, you need to manually save, then you can export it into Excel or CSV. For more information about Excel-like Issue Editor for Jira, you can search Excel-like Issue Editor on the Atlassian Marketplace and try it out for free.
The third solution that can address Jira's lack of data visualization and analytical capabilities is the Excel-like tables for Jira, sheet import and export. As usual, we will review the key features before I show you the demo. Right, first one, the app allows you to embed tables directly in Jira. So you can map Jira field onto table cells and vice versa. Easy navigation to all created tables. You have access over 450 formula, including web functions. You can create extensive charts, insert shapes, and create pivot table. The app also is integrated with Jira, so you can pre-configure table attachment to any issue. We have Jira issue sheet as a data source, table gadget for dashboard, JQL table content search, and the last one, REST API, which is still in the beta. Right, so let's watch the demo for the app to see in action.
Opening a table. Excel-like Tables for Jira provides an Excel-like spreadsheet for each Jira issue. Template. A spreadsheet template can be defined for each project and issue type. When an issue is created, a table is created from the template. Jira Field Mapping. You can transfer values between cells and Jira fields on the spreadsheet. Free format. Page Protect and drop-down list allows you to limit input, while the Excel-like UI allows you to freely include charts, shapes, and other information. These unique features can be used for various tasks such as expense reimbursements, surveys, and simple test management. For more information about Excel-like tables for Jira, please feel free to visit the Atlassian Marketplace page.
Now that you have seen the apps, how it can offer you the capabilities that Jira lacks, let's dive deeper into how you can leverage their apps for effective agile project management. What must you consider when leveraging an app? As a buyer, you must aim to make your system and remove any deficiencies. That should be your ultimate goal. So, as effective project management happens, when you can, manage multiple projects at once and don't feel bogged down by tedious documentation processes. You are able to manage resources successfully and distribute workload across teams strategically. We can support their teams by removing time-consuming practices in the workflow. You can have a bird's eye view over project mechanics and can respond swiftly to changes. And you don't have to leave Jira to perform basic project management operations. So if you aim all of the above, then you won't only experience greater satisfaction in your daily work, you will also have greater control over your success. Here's a fact for you to consider. Teams with a mature system and effective delivery process achieve 77% of their goals and deliver 63% of their projects on time. Now, are you ready for the next steps? A question you must ask yourself at this stage is, are you equipped with the necessary capabilities to deliver greater value using Jira? In a typical setting, in the absence of Jira's key capabilities, Agile teams are often forced to compensate. So if you and your team are addressing Jira's shortcomings by using multiple external tools to support Jira operations, reducing your value delivery by settling for existing capabilities, and performing issue management tasks manually and repetitively, then it is time for you to enhance your Jira capabilities. So why should you choose our apps to enhance your Jira? First of all, our apps have an Excel-like interface, which makes it easier for users to familiarize themselves with the functionality and usability of each app. But if you are not familiar with Excel, you don't have to worry because it is still easy to learn to use and adapt to. Next, teams using Microsoft Project and residing outside of Jira can quickly get on the same page with the Jira users via the Excel import and export features. All of our apps offer enterprise-level app performance, elevating users' experience, so you can expect little to no lags no matter how many projects and issues you are dealing with. Additionally, individual team members can also use each app to keep track of their work and trace their deliverables. We're also proud to share that Worksoft is a certified Platinum Marketplace partner and Platinum Solution partner. Worksoft apps also developed and supported by Atlassian certified engineers. And lastly, the app is free to use for 10 users and below. So we have reached the end of our session. If you have any questions, please type them into the Q&A dialog box.